crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is a dream come true. This is the Volkswagen Golf GTI, the Mk1 model, the first generation of the Golf GTI, the first GTI ever. This is just freaking amazing. Oh my goodness, look at this car. This one is actually from 1978. The first Golf GTI came in 1976 and now it's in its 8th freaking generation. So circular lights, massive grille, says GTI right here, analog of course, indicator. This car might remind you a bit about the Maruti 800. This is obviously aftermarket. And look at this treatment, yeah. That is so aerodynamic in a car which is so freaking old. There's an antenna right here which is kind of cool. One nozzle there, of course. Let's straight away open the engine bay of this vehicle to see the heart of the matter. Oh my god, engine bay is kind of empty. That's the reason it had 3 engine options. Yeah, that's right. And there you can see things are functioning at the moment. That is for the washer fluid which is connected here. So you can see the connection actually going all the way. There's no insulation here, thankfully. But this car looks absolutely smashing, but this did not close properly, did it? This is a blunder. So let me try that again. Yeah, let's. Now it is shut, so some effort is needed to shut things here. Width is around 1.6 meters. So yes, it's a Chintu Mintu car. In fact, from the side you realize that it is very small because the length is slightly more than 3.7 meters and this is a 3-door. Today the Golf's length is around 4.3 meters, so the Golf has grown. And how? Steel wheels here, of course, 175/70/13 is the size of the tires. Looks so classy and nice, and you obviously get this molding here. Says Volkswagen Classic. Unfortunately, this side mirror was optional, so they used to have this hole which is covered right now. But yeah, that is not part of standard kit, which is kind of surprising. And this is how the door opens. Lot of solidity to the door. To get into the rear, you have to actually pull this like that and then get in, so you can actually pull the seat ahead using this lever. Yeah. And then get inside. I'm trying to do that right now. And when you put the seat belt, now you have to press this button to actually unlock the seat belt. Okay, there is good amount of space when the seat is ahead. But when the seat is behind, there's not much space. Underthigh support is really very poor. Headroom is not that great for someone as tall as me. No magazine holders, pocket holders. Seat belts are also not that proper type. Handle to hold on to, these windows don't open. A speaker placement here. Another one here. And the third speaker is there. So it has a 3-speaker system in this car. And obviously it has the Audi logo here along with the Volkswagen logo as well. There's an ashtray on this side. No ashtray for the person sitting behind the driver. No. You shall not smoke. And no headrest only. People back in the day did not have a head only. If you notice this upholstery, the checkered upholstery, this is something which has become a GTI norm right now. So it's also there in the Mk8 Volkswagen Golf GTI, even there in the Polo though. Parcel shelf is like huge, so much space, and look at that dashboard. It is so freaking amazing. I'm in love with it. Getting in and out is a bit of an effort because this is a 3-door and you have to like slam the door, otherwise it's not going to shut. Let me actually put this back into place, which is to pull this behind. There's some storage space here, reminds me of the Contessa. Glove box, which is not lockable by the way. These vents are not for air conditioning though. And there is an ashtray here along with a cigarette lighter. Oh my god, that's crazy things happening in this car. Okay, no power windows, no power steering either. You don't need all of that. There's a technique to shut this. You have to like push it like that, then only it shuts. No dual tone roof, none of that. Just plain, simple, classic dimensions. Looks so freaking awesome, yeah. What a beautiful looking car. It says Volkswagen here. Indicator is on at the moment, and you can see the number plate also says Volkswagen Classic. It says Golf GTI right there. Faisal Khan's fingers of truth will stay away from this real exhaust, which is vibrating. Look at that, go crazy. And these are also, I think, aftermarket lights. And then you can see the lower part of the underbody, that is. It even has the Volkswagen logo along with the Audi logo. So dealer used to deal in both these things, and you get a rear wiper washer. Let's open the boot. Yeah, there it opens. So first things first, boot is decent size, and that is the safety jacket, I believe. Below here you get a spare wheel. Yeah, it's obviously steel wheel with the Golf GTI number plate and Audi logo here, I think on the warning triangle. First aid kit, fire extinguisher. You know what is this for? This actually connects directly to this. Yes. So they have a separate bottle for the rear wiper washer. That's kind of crazy. This car looks absolutely smashing, yaar. People turn around to see what is this beauty. I absolutely love it. Let's get inside because the seats are really nice and comfortable. Doors open really very wide as well. And then there's a proper dead pedal there. Yeah, that is a proper dead pedal. So you can see a little bit of exposed stuff happening here and there. Some storage space here. This is actually the engine temperature. This is the clock which is not working at the moment. Some storage space here. Gear lever not vibrating. Handbrake right there. And some wires exposed here and there. Okay, let's turn off the indicators. This is for some light. I think this is for the defogging bit. And the steering feels nice to hold. If you notice, there's this wolf here because Volkswagen is from Wolfsburg. Steering is like huge in terms of size. This is the control for the wipers, which by the way work. No auto dimming, but it has this dimming function which is nice. No mirror here. There's a mirror here. Oh my god, I didn't expect that. Handle to hold on to. None here, but you get a light here on the top which is not working at the moment. Now this is very classic. In fact, there's a classic Mercedes G-Wagon passing right now. So they are also very inquisitive of what this car is. And if you notice one thing, there's this... 1 second, let's... Yes?
English, do you speak it?
Is this car for sale?
No, this car is not for sale.
Because you make photos?
No, this car is not for sale. Is your car for sale?
Why not?
Why not? All right.
Why is it Volkswagen Classic? Is it from...
It belongs to Volkswagen Germany.
Really?
Yeah, and it's not for sale.
And you are...
I'm a journalist, yeah.
You're a journalist?
Yes.
You have a very nice car. This is the first series GTI. It's very simple.
Yeah, it's the very first series, yeah.
Fantastic.
Nice car, by the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. There you see the G-Wagon, and this person is asking me if this car is particularly for sale, and I did a reverse Uno there by saying, is your car on sale or not? Oh, window controls work fantastically well. And among these beautiful old school cars, there's this new Mercedes which is going by the side. Yeah, the GLE. Come on, old cars are the best. Another BMW, but the horn, oh, the horn is actually nice. So you get an analog speedometer. This car has done 1.1 lakh kilometers, and there's a trip meter there. This is obviously the tachometer, some telltale lights everywhere. This is for the headlights, and this is to increase or decrease the intensity of this particular light. This is the radio of the car, and this is the fan control. So there's no air conditioning. This is for heating and cooling, so that, you know, during winters you don't really freeze inside the car. So that's another thing which has been given. Oh my god, steering is super duper heavy. You get vents almost everywhere. Oh, crazy hard plastics. Let me rev the vehicle. Oh my god, it revs like crazy. Let's turn it off. And this is the key of the car. In fact, if you notice, it has this VW logo on the inside. I don't know what this key is, probably to open or close the boot of the vehicle. But what a beauty. Does a GTI, or rather, does the first GTI still drive like a GTI like it should? Let's go! Okay, it's time to drive. Turns on one crank itself, and we are into first gear, handbrake down. Let's get into the road, and then let's try and launch this beast. Firstly, it's so smooth for a car this old, which is really very shocking. And now it's the time to go. Now you have to open the window to adjust the mirror, so I'm too lazy to do that, and off we go. Oh my goodness, that's some crazy wheel spin. Red line's at around 6,000 RPM. That's a bit early. Yeah, so it's redlining quite early. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes just 9 seconds, which is actually quick enough for something which is producing just 108 horsepower or 110 PS of power. And now get into first gear. Oh, we'll wait for a bit.
12 seconds later.
That's the 4th generation. And let's go. In neutral now, it revs beyond 7,000 RPM there, which is kind of crazy. It isn't that fast, but it feels really thrilling and fast. And just imagine, this is a car which is like 30 plus years old. So by that measure, it's absolutely amazing. It's not 30, it's 40 plus years old. So might be old, but doesn't drive like an old car. Drives like something which is really very dynamic. Look at the way it corners. It's so glued to the road. Amazing performance. 1.6 liter engine here, which produces 108 horsepower, and the torque output is 140 Newton meters, and the gearing is very short, and it has a 4-speed gearbox, and yet it has a top speed of 182 kilometers per hour, which honestly is fast enough because it gets to its top speed rather quickly, doesn't hesitate, stays glued to the road, and it sounds really loud. It's always vocal. At idle, it's kind of refined, but once you start pushing it, now you can hear a lot. And obviously it's not a power steering, so you have to have that additional effort put in at lower speeds. But once you start driving now, it really settles in nicely. The ride is good, the handling is good, body roll is well contained, and the brakes, they get the job done. By today's standards, brakes are not that great, but by old time standards, brakes are absolutely phenomenal in this car. So I'm just going to downshift. At times you're searching for 5th gear because That's usually the case, right? But this car doesn't have a fifth gear. It has only 4 gears, yet gets the job done of being so fast and quick. And the condition of this car will blow your mind. A car this old feels very tight, doesn't feel old in any way, nothing rattles, there's no sound, and that is the Volkswagen build quality which everyone talks about. No rattles, just so secure and so well put together. Now Volkswagen did not know back in the day that the Golf is going to become such a legend, the GTI is going to become such a legend, but it has, because this is a front wheel drive car which offers absolutely thrilling performance. Now this car has no electronics whatsoever, no ABS, no traction control. Forget traction control, it doesn't even have power steering, it doesn't have power windows, it has none of that, but it has fuel injection because this is the GTI. Yeah, and GTI stands for Gran Turismo injection, because the initial Golfs were actually carbureted, and then obviously when fuel injection came in, all start getting that as well. Clutch is actually light, and the gearbox is also quite slick shifting, and it slots into place rather nicely, so that's also good. Fuel efficiency claimed is 12.5 kilometers per liter. You know what, they upped the performance of this car later, so they went from 1.6 liter displacement to 1.8 liter displacement, and that 1.8 liter displacement had an increase in power by 2 horsepower, I think. So 110 horsepower torque output, I don't know, no one mentioned and nobody told me about it, but it became faster from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, went in 8.4 seconds, so 0.6 faster is what it became. That's quite quick, right? But what is the biggest USP of the Golf? Well, it offers affordable performance in a compact package with thrilling performance and not at all compromising on practicality, because still it's easy to drive, easy to park, compact dimensions, and the ride is very good. So it's very comfortable a car, even on such roads, which are actually quite good, the roads. You don't feel a thing. That is a level of quality. Obviously you hear a bit of the road noise, car is old now, but still it's very silent. I'm quite surprised by the way this car performs. And look at the wipers, they also work fantastically well. One nozzle gets the job done, which is pleasantly surprising for me. This is a point and shoot car. Now obviously the Golf has become quite big, and I think the replacement of this car is not the Golf, it's the Polo, because the Polo has compact dimension. The Polo has also become more than 4 meters in terms of length, so that's that. Okay, now is the time. Let's shut the window actually. Because we are hitting the German Autobahn. Yeah, we are in third now. Gearbox is a little far for someone as tall as me now. Even with Kanun ke haath, I'm not able to reach the gear lever at all. So that's a bit of a bummer.
2 very boring minutes later.
And finally, we are hitting the road which we have been waiting for some time now. Look at the way this car drives, is unfreaking believable. Things behind in the boot are just sliding here and there. I think my bag is doing that, and off we go. We are in top gear, which is 4th gear. This is a de-restricted road. The tachometer and the speedometer, now they move with the same speed. There, it's done 160 kilometers per hour, and it's very glued to the road, yeah. Okay, steering weight could be better. It's not very heavy as such. It could be slightly more weighty. In spite of the fact that this is not a power steering, it still feels a bit loose at high speeds, yeah, like that. So yeah, some power assist would actually correct all that, and it becomes very vocal. So you can hear the wind noise, the road noise, you can hear the tire noise, you can hear the engine noise, and obviously the revs are very high because of short gearing and only 4-speed gearbox. We're at 5,000 RPM at 150 kilometers per hour. And when you push the throttle completely, it will pull hard without any hesitation, going to 170 kilometers per hour. Damn! There it cuts off at 170 kilometers per hour. So it is cutting off at around 5,500 RPM. It's not going beyond that. It's kind of surprising. I have to look around because of no mirror on that side. But yes, this car does perform very effortlessly. Now they also had a diesel version, so that was known as the GTD, 1.6 liter diesel, just 70 horsepower. So it took around 13.5 seconds to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. But the positive thing about that car was fuel efficiency, 15 kilometers per liter, which was very efficient back in the day. But in those times, this car could do 150 kilometers per hour with quite a lot of ease. In fact, the diesel used to do 155 kilometers per hour, not beyond that. This is claimed to do 182 kilometers per hour. I believe the Volkswagen guys have actually put a soft limiter at around 5,500 RPM because not going beyond that. But if it goes beyond that, it can definitely do 180 kilometers per hour. Oh my god, this is such an unbelievable car. I can't believe a car this old I'm driving it at this speed. The other old car which really impressed me was the Maruti 800e original one, which was also 40 years old. That was driving like a dream as well. So does this car. What an unbelievable machine. So guys, this is my vlog of the Volkswagen Golf GTI, the first generation model. And trust me on this, it's unfreaking believable. What a car, what a machine. Oh my god, why wasn't I born like 50 years back? Then I would have owned actually 4 of these, and maybe owned all of the generations of the Golf. And now restriction starts right here. It's time we actually turn into the right lane, and it's a bit of a task to actually turn completely around. And there's telling me where the IA is, because we are heading to a place which is right opposite the IA. So there, you don't need Google Maps, you don't need any maps, because there are maps right there. And I don't miss maps, I don't miss a screen, I don't miss reverse parking camera, I don't miss anything here at all, because the driving feel is just so freaking unbelievable. Who needs all that when you can actually have fun shifting your own gears, driving your own car, and going through a corner with so much enthusiasm that you just feel every inch of the road. The feedback is really rich, and this is an absolutely stunning car. Thank you so much for watching. I did like the back.